Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the match reaction. Everton 0, Nottingham Forest 2. Another game without a victory for the Toffees. Another game without a goal for Everton. 7 of the last 9 for all you who were crying. We scored the other day at City. 7 out of 9 of Everton's last games have ended without a scoring. And 3 wins in 18 is a terrible, terrible record. And it's the reason why we're near the bottom. You know, people can defend different aspects of what's gone on this season or defend the manager or whatever, but that doesn't matter who's in charge. That record is absolutely diabolical. To win 3 games, Nottingham Forest have won 11 this season. Everton have won 3. Everton have won 8 in over a year, which is absolutely atrocious again, whichever way you look at it, and that's where we are. I thought Forest were good value for the victory today, I really did. I think you saw a side that's well coached, kept the ball, moved it around. I thought they were better than us at what they did. You know, they do like to play on the counter-attack. Only their recruitment team have built a team that can play on the counter-attack. Obviously got pace with Alanga. They were missing Hudson-Odoi today, which was a bonus for Everton. But for what we were doing, I still don't know. We still just hit long, aimless balls to whoever the striker is. Today it was Armando Brien. Other times it's Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Beto. We've got Tarkowski whacking things straight down the middle of the throat of the goal. I don't understand that one. Pickford launching it. Don't understand that in conditions like we played today. And that, it's too easy to defend against them. Forest have got good defenders. And their lads had a comfortable time defending it today. The manager did make changes from the other day. The draw at City. Obviously, Seamus Coleman, we knew was going to be doubtful for this one. He was missing. Ashley Young came back in at right back. And obviously, like I've just said there was the change up front with Armando Brien replacing Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Illiman and Jai was fit to play. And, you know, Everton, this was a game, I think, going into December. We looked at Wolves at home and we looked at Forest at home. And they were the 2 games that you felt Everton needed to win. And if we could nick a point in at 1 or 2 of the other games, then we'd have done okay. And obviously, we dispatched Wolves that night. They had a poor night, and we had a night where things went for us and we got the win. And obviously we haven't won since, but we've ground out 3 tough results against teams near the top and got to today. And although you look at Forest and they're doing brilliantly this season, they really are, you still looked at it, we're still at home. You know, we're still a team that could beat Forest, I personally think. And yet we don't give ourselves a chance to. Just the way we play is it's too easy to play against. It's 1990 style footy, let's be honest, or Burnley from a few years ago, just trying to stay in the division. I personally, again, I know people won't agree with this, that's fine, but this squad is better than just playing survival football, trying to finish 17th. Forest finished below Everton last season without the points deductions, comfortably below Everton last season. And I've kicked on. I haven't talked about relegation. I've gone after it, like I said, really well coached. And they're reaping the rewards. And, you know, Everton had some decent interchange of football early on. Illiman and Jai carved themselves a great chance and blazed it over the bar. Really poor finish after doing all the hard bit well. Just hit the target. 1 or 2 nice little moves that just didn't quite come off, but there was a bit of promise there. Breuer running the channels, great first touch, bringing people into play. And it was quite even, really. Forest had looked a threat on the break. They'd been in a couple of times and made the wrong decision, and Branthwaite had cut out a particularly strong breakaway early on. And we had to be sort of careful. But I think for us, again, it is that final third. There's a real lack, in my opinion, of coaching in our attack and play. I think defensively, I've said this before, I think you can praise the management team, the coaching staff for the defensive displays. At times this season, been some real strong defensive performances. The problem with Everton is playing for 0-0 and hoping you get a corner or a free kick and that's how you win a game. Doesn't really work when there's a lot of attacking talent in the league. And I think that's the biggest thing. We haven't been able to move it on. And we went behind, and it was a brilliant goal. Chris Wood, brilliant goal. He'd had a couple of ones where he'd flicked at a couple of headers that had just glanced wide. But this time he got it right. You know, long ball, played forward, played a nice little 1-2 cushioned headers. and just lobbed it over Pickford. It was a brilliant finish, brilliant goal, quite straightforward, took it brilliantly, and Forest were ahead. And then the danger, the danger signs are there. Then we don't come back in games to win, certainly. We've done it once under Sean Dyche, and that was Crystal Palace back in September. We've not done it since, albeit we come back and got a draw against City the other day in terms of coming back and winning a game from a losing position. Everton don't do. So straight away you're thinking, well, there's the win gone. And could we get back into it? And, we had a little rally before half-time. Brien dropped deep, picked the ball up, laid it out to Mykolenko and got on the end of Mykolenko's cross, but could only head it over the bar. But there was nothing really to trouble Sells in the Forest goal. He's not really had a proper save to make. And, we went in 1-0 down at the break. Forest really should have gone 2-0. Ramon Sousa, just before half-time, they cut us open again, and he should be guiding it with the inside of his foot, and he's tried to just smash it in and put it wide, but he really should have made that 2-0 for them, so the warnings were there. They wanted to make the change at half-time. Jack Harrison, who'd not had a good first half, came off at half-time. Jesper Lindstrom come on the right-hand side, and off we went. And there was a bit more endeavour about us. We tried to get at them, but it is still the same thing. It's still the same long diagonal ball. There's no real movement around the box. People like Ndiaye pick it up and skip past a couple of players, but we don't have runners. And this is what I'm talking about with the advanced coaching in those areas. There's no patterns of play to get in. There's no people making runs. Now, if that's a personnel thing, change it. There's a bench there. Change the personnel. Play Lindstrom central if you need runners from midfield. But we didn't. We just kept doing what we were doing. And Forest dealt with, in the main, really dealt with it. And before you knew it, it was 2-0. And again, another, for me, a poor goal, but really well-taken goal for Forest. We should have cut the ball out. We didn't. Lad goes past 3 players. It opens up, and the ball goes in, and Gibbs, I think it's Chris Wood, lays it in, and Gibbs-White chops back onto his left foot and drives it past Pickford, who'd already made 2 or 3 saves at that point. One of his own doing, where he spills a ball, but then made 2 brilliant saves. And it's these moments that you look at other teams like Forest, what Forest have been able to do since last season. Like I said, they finished, I think they got 34 points overall, I think. With a points deduction, I think they ended up with 32. Or they got 36 and got 4 taken off and ended up with 32. They're on 37 tonight. And they've been able to turn that round, like I say, good coaching. They know what to do and they're buying into what to do. And for anyone who says, well, they've had money, whatever, well, Hudson-Odoi was only 5 million. Elanga was 15 million. So Everton have spent that kind of money and haven't got any kind of pace. Well, Anthony Elanga, his pace is terrified Everton today. And in fact, he should have gone through, made it 3-0 with quite a basic move, and it got him in. And Jordan Pickford makes another really good save, otherwise it's 3-0. And there's those, we just don't have that outball. There's no outball, and you do have to look at the recruitment team. I know, Morgan Gibbs-White, Everton tried to get Kevin Thelwell, was big on him. Everton didn't have the money. We know they've been in for some other players, but how can you not identify pace as an asset? Lindstrom, people say he's really quick. He's not. He's not Anthony Elanga quick. He's not direct. He's not a ball in behind and he's getting on. He's a good footballer, don't get me wrong. And his main position is in a central position where Ndiaye's main position is, but neither of them get played in there. And that is a frustration, obviously. The manager brought Calvert-Lewin on and left Breuer on, much to people's surprise. He brought Nathan Patterson on as well. And Patterson done really well, actually, when he came on. From an attacking sense, nice little link-up plays, 1-2s, getting balls into the box. He put a great ball back and no one ran onto it. Again, people not committing. And if anything, it looked like Forest were going to make it 3-0. Sells made 1 save from Beto in injury time, a ball in, a flick header from Beto. He should have saved it, but he did save it. That was probably the most he was called upon. And Forest have won it comfortably, like you're saying. Everton have won 2 home games this season. Not good enough. It's absolutely not good enough. 3 games out of 18. We go to Bournemouth next week. We're at the halfway stage. And to have won 3 games of football is quite terrifying, really, at that time of the year. It's so bad. It's so bad. But 1 win off the bottom 3. Wolves are now, you know, they changed their manager. They took 7 points out of 9. They're now just a point behind us. Palace, who were quite far behind us, are now 3 points ahead of us. And we're just treading water and everybody else is picking up on us. So we've got another really difficult game next week. That's at Bournemouth, who are a good side, score goals. I don't know what else to say. It was another really poor display today and a bad day at the office. And you know, I think the manager's come out and said something along the lines of the players did the opposite of what he asked in the first half. Well, I'm not clear. I don't think anyone's clear what he's asking other than play for a 0-0 so and see if we can nick a free kick or a corner. So it's not great right now. We've got, 6 days now to lick our wounds and get ready for another really tough game, which is at Bournemouth. They were doing really well. So, man of the match today. I thought Mangala had a good game today. Brien did well, considering it was his first start. Thought he worked quite hard. Patterson did well for the 18-19 minutes he was on the pitch. But I'm going to give it to Mangala. I thought overall he had a good game. I think the core was way below today. Michalenko was really way below today, which showed with the second goal, a pair of them. The core, a shocking ball to him. Michalenko ducked out of it, really. And it ends up in the net. So, you know, few players way off it today. And it's, like I say, a massively disappointing afternoon at Goodison Park. And another game without a goal, which is depressing. But, hey-ho, the end, you know, Everton don't have to play any more games in 2024, which has been a terrible year for Everton Football Club, playing games, winning games of football, 8 in over a year, which is just head-scratching, to say the least. But there you go, man of the match for me, Orel Mangala for Everton, obviously from an Everton perspective. Fair play to Forest, they deserved the win, fair play to their fans, they were excellent today, apart from Jib, the sign-on chance, they're just nonsense, absolute nonsense. But there you go. Listen, me and Ped will be back tomorrow with the final word. Check out my 3 things video as well. And make sure you have a fantastic new year and all the best for 2025. Thanks for watching. See you later.